How are you doing?
Oh, doing great. Yourself?
I'm good. So, what are your thoughts and impressions on meeting your twin granddaughters?
Oh, it's been an exciting time. Just that we haven't had much time with each other, but seeing them is such a joyful experience. I wish they could stay more for us to bond a little.
Okay, so you are a retired professional librarian.
Mm-hmm.
How many years were you a librarian?
Oh, more than 25 years.
And why the choice of librarian?
Off the top of my head, I can confidently say it was due to my love for books and reading, and you wouldn't believe it, but this love started way back in primary school. I remember it started in Cape Coast. I started school in Cape Coast. I went to class 1 in 1960. The following year, Cape Coast Regional Library was opened around Chapel Square. I was one of the first patrons, and I remember being a brand new library. It was stocked with very colorful. The children's section had amazing, colorful books for kids, like those fairy tales. I remember the back, very colorful. So I registered with the library and got attracted to those exciting books. And I remember, as young as I was, I decided that when I grew up, I'll work with books. So,
Wow. How does one become a librarian actually? Like, is there a particular course? Is there a librarianship school or?
oh yeah, it's a profession, and it's a profession. Though we have sub-professionals, like middle level sub-professional, we call them sub-professionals. But to be a professional like me, one needs to have a broad educational background, at least a good first degree in any discipline, preferably the arts. And then after the first degree, one moves on to do a graduate course. In my time in the mid-80s, after my first degree in sociology with psychology, we had to do the graduate diploma in library studies, but it's now been redesignated Master of Arts in Library Studies. So that's the minimum one needs to call yourself a professional librarian. But like other professions, what comes to mind readily, journalism. Everybody who reports, who talks, who handles news calls himself or herself a journalist, but there are differences. So it's the same with librarianship. Most people call themselves librarians who are strictly speaking not librarians.
Okay. So you mentioned for your first degree you had what you majored in sociology, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sociology major with psychology minor.
I remember a story that you tell that one of your professors refers to you as the lady who almost made the first class.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us about that story?
Oh well, unfortunately, Professor Fisher is late now, but once a student at Legon, I don't think I was that ambitious. I knew I was very studious, but I wouldn't say I consciously made up my mind to get a first class. So I just studied and I didn't know I was close to a first class, so I missed it.
Okay. So reading, let's come to reading. You know, this year Accra has been declared the book capital, something related to the United Nations designation.
Yeah, I heard of it, but frankly, I don't know much about it. I cannot. I think this decision came whilst in the midst of my bereavement when I lost my younger sister. So honestly, my preoccupation was with preparing towards the funeral. So and up till now, I haven't had time to get into the details.
Okay, so briefly, what are some of the benefits of reading? I know this is your forte, this is your area, but why should young people, today's internet generation, why should they still be interested in reading?
As Francis Bacon said many years ago, and he's often misquoted, reading maketh a fool man, but we have misquoting to say reading makes a man. No, the original quote is reading makes a fool man. And to wait, anybody who reads is a great person, in the sense that reading opens you up to the whole world. I mean, through reading you get to experience so many things. Like through reading you can even visit so many countries. So a
vicarious experience.
Yeah, it's not in terms of money or financial reward, it's not one of the lucrative professions, but I would always take my neck out to say that I prefer a highly educated person whose pocket is not deep to a very wealthy person who is illiterate. I can't stand such people at all. And reading makes you knowledgeable, and knowledge is wealth. So I would forever relish being a librarian, and then reading so much to broaden my mind. I can say without equivocation that apart from soccer and maybe soccer and things having to do with war, I can fit into any discussion because I've read widely all my life. In fact, not too long ago, I was surprised to discover that I've been able to participate in radio discussions on varied areas like Christian living, health and nutrition, lifestyle, counseling, you name it, and it's all through reading. So I will forever continue to read.
Now, I know you participated in What Do You Know when you were a student.
Yes, I did.
Can you tell us about that experience?
Yeah, I was at Legon then, and Ghana Broadcasting Corporation used to organize that, and it was a weekly program. They would advertise and invite students who think they are, or people, Ghanaians who think they are not knowledgeable enough to participate. And I assessed myself and said, why don't I give it a shot? Because I've been reading all my life. And I remember in Saba Hall, a few days to the competition on Sundays, my bed will be covered with all kinds of reading material, from newspapers, magazines, everything, and it was very exciting. And I gave the men a run for their money. Although, on hindsight, I realized that the quiz master could always decide who to eliminate, because I went all the way to the semi-finals.
Wow.
The week I was ousted, the quiz master brought questions on weapons of war and soccer. There was no way I could, but I competed with the young men squarely and got up to semi-finals, which was an achievement then. We are talking about 1974, 78. So, yeah.
That's really impressive. So.
Oh, yeah. And I so enjoy quizzes. Wherever I'm attracted to spaces where questions are being asked. Of course, in so many areas, but except soccer, spare me, I don't know. But you will agree with me that probably it's only in our house that we don't watch football even when Ghana is playing. Am I right?
Yeah.
So I have so many interests, but soccer. But interestingly, at every point in time, whether at the national or international level, I catch the salient news, soccer news, at the right time, always.
Okay, that's good. So finally, how are you enjoying your retirement and how are you spending it?
Oh, I'm trying to make the best of a situation, though sometimes I feel like going back to work. So occasionally, I dress corporately as if I'm going to some office. How I wish I could get, if it's not a 9 to 5 daily job, maybe twice or thrice a week.
No, you don't mind going to work back to a library?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily a library.
No, but
some
just,
other kind of job.
Yeah, but really, my passion, my utmost desire is to do health education.
Okay.
I've done it on radio and TV way back, but I'm looking for. I wish that opportunity will come again. I haven't succeeded yet, though some radio stations call me from time to time. I say 2 5-minute session. I'm looking for a more, extended time where I could really share what I've done so far by way of health research for over almost 30 years now. Beyond librarianship, that's my passion, and it's still my passion.
Nice. Okay, then we'll see if we can connect you with an opportunity to do that and see how far it goes.
Oh yeah, I look forward to that always, anytime.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing with us.
My pleasure.
All the best.
Thank God, everything ended well, and here we are. We've come so far. We've come this far just by the grace of God. We give Him all the glory, honor, and adoration.